And we are live. So welcome to this broadcast with myself, Iona Meade, and my lead soul guiding instructor, Robin Knott. Say hi, Robin.
Hey, everyone.
So this is an ad hoc, kind of just random, spontaneous live. And if you're here with us live, you're on the replay, then great. So basically, I've launched my book called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, and I call it Soul Guided Influencers Compass to leveraging your light work and your lifestyle on YouTube, because who does not want that? So as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and producer of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, that has been my mission. I've been off the socials and kind of missing. So this is streaming out on YouTube, on the Soul Legacy TV, and it's also streaming out on my personal profile on Facebook, which is a rare occasion for me. So you might be on, if you're on Facebook, you're probably like, where has she been? And this is what I've been doing. So I wanted to say hey, and I wanted to say thank you. First and foremost, I'm really hot. I'm really hot. I'm here in the UK. It's been about 11 hours since I've just been shooting out messages and promoting the book all day long. And I've hit #1 bestseller in 7 categories. And then I've got one category at #2, and another 2 categories on Amazon in the Kindle store at #3, and then 1 at #8. And I haven't refreshed. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has supported me today and loved up on me, friends and family. I've not done a massive launch. It's a pre-order, and I'm actually pre-ordering for an entire year. And I've just loved the journey. So I've actually launched the book without actually writing all the content for the book and made it be a #1 bestseller. So that is going to be my thing. But first and foremost, before like all of the thank yous, because I could list everyone, I wanted to say thank you to you, Robin. That's why I brought you on. And I will try not to cry. So I dedicate my we're always crying. I dedicate my soul work to my son and my daughter and my granddaughter, obviously. And for those of you who don't know me, and that fuels me. But over this last year, especially year and a half, but year especially, I have just been really going within, and I made a decision to work on the back end of my spiritual business and do this launch and launch my co-author book series and all the things. And I paused a lot of stuff. And Robin, you've been that source of support, that constant every single day without fail, like every single day. We've spoken, we've messaged, we've shared love, we've shared highs, we've shared lows, we've shared personal. And so I just really wanted to say thank you so much, because honestly, anyone that knows me is like, she's so strong. Iona Meade does this, Iona Meade does that. Listen, everybody needs support. Everybody needs a friend and a soul sister, and you're my lead soul guided instructor, but it's more than that. It's a soul sisterhood and a friendship, which I will just be eternally grateful for. You've heard me every single day, so I wanted to just say thank you. It's been a joy to work with you, an absolute joy.
And thank you, because it has been. I've enjoyed this journey very, very much.
Yeah.
Like you say, the highs, the lows, the business, the personal, just all the things, right? All the things. And there has been highs and lows because life happens,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
set intentions, we work hard, we move forward, we heal stuff, and we do the things that we love to do. And then some things in life happen, and we might hiccup a little bit or stumble, and or not have to breathe and do what we need to do next. But I appreciate you. I have appreciated this journey. Everyone who so far has pre-ordered the book and who gets it is going to love it. There is so much I know is going in there, because I've been learning along the way. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. So the book, if you want to pre-order, it's on pre-order. So I actually put the book on pre-order, Spiritual Biz YouTubers from Scratch, or Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, to teach you how to start your YouTube channel and align it with your business, right? So I put it on pre-order on my son's birthday. Daniel made his transition 7 years ago, which is crazy for me to even say out loud and say it on the live. And that's kept me going. And I'm not going to cry. It's 7 years. And I was like, let me just mark that day. That's the day that I birthed my son, almost 27 years ago. And I was like, wow. And then I put it on pre-order for next year. So every year from the 6th of May, from 2023, I will launch a book. I will launch my book. I will launch a co-author book series or one of my students' books. As I launch kind of a hybrid with self-publishing. And because I know there's a lot of people who want to write a book, right? Want to get the gifts out there. I don't know if my signal's good. Want to get their book out there and build their author and their authority platform. And so that's my mission. But doing it on Danielle's birthday. So we've had co-authors. I've had co-authors in my book series. Not everybody's in the book series. I had to pause it to make sure that it was a soul match and to make sure that we're all going in the right direction to have that book be #1 bestseller on the 6th of May as well. So I'm really excited. I will be inviting more co-authors in, and I will be taking the book on a book tour for the next year. So we will see what happens. I'll be on YouTube, right? Because that's my YouTube channel, but I won't be on Facebook. I won't be on the socials. I might pop in every now and again, but I don't really say I would plan to. The only reason I'm here now is because I know that some of my soul tribes, some of my soul families, some of my soul sisters and soul brothers are still on here, and they're kind of like, where's she gone? Where's she at? What's happening? So I just wanted to say that I've enjoyed the journey. I'm really grateful to Facebook because I've been on it for years, since 2008-9, and it's been a joyful platform for me to be on. However, my gifts and my calling is calling me to elevate and to be on a platform where people are actually searching for my soul work in learning mode rather than in lazy mode. It's a distraction. And I know that a lot of people have said, social media in general had a break from it and different things. And in the book, it's about leveraging your light work and your lifestyle. So that's part of me booking my own talk. Robin, you said that you've learned a lot from me and a lot that's going to go in the book. Do you mind sharing what your journey has been like so far? Because the Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch is the work that I'm doing. I'm actually living the book while I'm writing the book. I really do believe in that. Because there's a lot of people that write a book, do not walk their talk. Or there's a lot of people that write a book for years and years, launch it, doesn't get to #1, not that it has to, but then kind of like just that's it. It drops off, never promote it, never do anything with it. And it's years in the making for crickets, but like that's it. And so this book tour is building the YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is building the book tour. So can you share a little bit about what your journey's been like being a spiritual YouTuber and leveraging your light work and your lifestyle, really?
Yeah. So let's start, I won't get into every detail, but I started at no YouTube channel, right? No YouTube channel. I started with ideas. I started working, doing one-on-one work, shifting into a spiritual business, knowing really nothing about business to begin with, right? So when Iona says from scratch, she wasn't kidding.
Yeah. So Robin, you've done some YouTube videos prior to that, but kind of not with random.
Random.
So had a YouTube channel thought that, this is what you do. Had your business for a little while, right? Was it a couple of years?
Yeah.
But not the business minded. So there's two things that you already started that you really wanted to do, and you were doing the one-on-one work. So I teach do one-to-many or create passive and leverage income streams, right? So go from there. So if you you've started and it's kind of not got that traction, or you don't have that clarity, Robin calls maybe clarity.
Yes. Well, I guess, see, mindset, right? Because in my mind, I didn't really have a channel because it was
Yeah,
so random. You know, things were just
right.
kind of thrown on there here and there. So to me, it wasn't really a channel. Now it feels like I have a channel. So it
Yeah,
feels very different than where I started before. Um, yeah, very different.
right.
So I had an idea like, yeah, I have a book in me, right? Life experiences, the things that bring me to where I am now. But again, I didn't have an idea, like a clear idea of how to bring it together, how to pull it together, how all the pieces were fitting together, right? How my channel and the book interconnect together, showing up truly in purpose, not showing up just wanting to give, you know, and wanting to share my purpose, but actually being in my purpose, which means in service, right? Knowing how to fit the pieces together, clarify it so I can have like, oh, here's a name for what I've been doing, right? I know I've been doing stuff, but I didn't have the clarity and the organization around that to be able to share it and present it and title it, put, you know, words to it. Words
Yeah,
are important.
huge, the messaging, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So now I, you know, from all of that to now having, um, I have a page for people to go to, right, and sign up for different services. I have a, now I feel like I can say I have a YouTube channel. There is a name and a title to my YouTube channel. There's the about page. It helps link things together on that page. I do daily lives on the YouTube, right, to share the energy healing
Shout
lifestyle.
your channel, yeah, shout your channel name out and what you do on your lives. That'd be amazing because like it's lit.
Thank you. So my channel is Energy Healing TV and Podcast. So I've taken all the different types of healing modalities and really it's energy and brought it to a better understanding for myself and now want to share that with others. And I use in my daily lives, I use the chakra system as a journaling format, right? And help um, connect like real life to the chakra system and how those things get blocked and how we can clear them out, you know, whether we know Reiki or not. And I also teach Reiki, right? So my focus has been more on empaths and light workers because I too am an empath and a light worker, right? Yeah. Yeah. I love how we have that interconnection. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Robin. So you've gone from not feeling like you have a channel, doing randoms, and the business and working the one-on-one model, which a lot of people love. And I love working one-on-one. So you've won a VIP day. I've gifted my VIP days away. Like if somebody goes through a certain course of mine, or a certain challenge or what have you, I love that. I love being in service. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying never do a one-on-one, but to leverage our light work and lifestyle, that's what I talk about in the book. It's transitioning to choosing to work one-on-one if you want to, in addition to focusing on working one-to-many and actually creating passive income streams. So I have a model and I share, I have framework, I have freedom within the framework of my
Okay.
one-page plan, which I talk about. So yeah, go for it.
I was say, can I piggyback off of what you just said? You helped like bring more to my right now awareness. Because I still, just so people know, I still don't love camera. I know Iona says she doesn't love camera, although she
I
looks like an
can't
actor
stand
to
camera.
me.
I'm like, I've shoved my hair up. I've been on it all day. I've not been exhausted. I've been talking to friends and family, like, like problem solving with a Kindle and like, thank you so much. I've been emotional. It's just been a lit day. It's been amazing. But yeah, I still don't love camera. I'm like, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to sling my hair up, grey hairs, cover some of them, and let's go.
And you look amazing. And you look amazing. But still being nervous and still showing up, right? But what you were saying about in the system, you know, in doing YouTube, then doing a YouTube challenge has
Yes.
helped build my YouTube self-study. So I'm going to be able to do all those things. Like you say, I could still have services that offer one-to-one, right? And I can type them if I want to, just give them as a bonus or as a gift. I have a self-study, so there's a stream of that just sits there and people can do it at their time, right? You go get it and do it how you want to, right? And I love that too. Like as a student, I love to be able to go back because I pick up things at different points in time, right? Wherever I am at that time is what I grasp. So I like having that availability to go back and re-listen or rewatch. And then we have our calls, right? So we can, that live part that says, here's the course, now let's get together and have a chat. And I love that system. It's amazing. And it fits all the things in there.
Thank you. It's at the core. So I say YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges. Now I'm streaming into Facebook, well, I'm streaming into YouTube, right? So the way that I teach it is to get in front of people that are actually searching for what it is that you have to offer that's in alignment. And so there's several YouTube challenges that I teach. And one is, like Robin said, the self-study. You mentioned that going back and learning. So obviously the model has been with the Facebook challenge, 5 days, and it's a pop-up group, and then it's in, and then it's out, and then it's such a lot of launching. Whereas for our YouTube challenge, it is literally you do it. So Robin's been very fortunate because I have recorded my 5-day YouTube challenge at least about 5 times, right? Because I was learning. Robin, on the other hand, did it straight off the bat with some beautiful, gorgeous people in there. And now, once, yeah, right. So I've like been, and Robin's like, yay, all this flow over there. I'm like, excuse me. So I've learned, so then I can pass. I've learned what to do and what not to do. With all fairness, the way that Robin has done it, which I want you to share what your challenge is, actually, if that's okay, Robin. But the way that you've done it, it was like, get the proof of concept, have real people in it, because when you launch, if you've launched a beta, people say to me, I'm launching a beta course, or I'm launching my course, I'm launching it, and they don't necessarily always, some people do, but they don't do it with real people in it. Like, and when you say real people, it's like, how can they be fake people? Well, the people in your head, you're thinking that you know what people want, even that when we know our stuff, even when we know our craft, we don't necessarily know where people are exactly, the language that they're using, all the stuff. I've done this stuff for years, but I've brought it to YouTube and brought it to use the language that people are using and use the key search terms and really match that. And it's so powerful. So can you share the name of your 5-day challenge? Because we hashed that out and I love it. It's so aligned with everything that I do.
I love it too. And thank you for dealing with my resistance as we were coming to it, because of my own blocks, right? I had some like massive resistance and even just creating this challenge. So 5-day money blocks clearing challenge.
Get it.
The very thing I needed myself, right? And it works, which I love. Like it was working for me as I was creating and doing and clearing in myself. But yeah, as I had this, and I had an amazing group of people come join me. And thank you, Iona, for joining me in that as well. But yeah, I had, that quick, within 2 and 3 days, to have people like, this happened and this happened. It's like, and it's not even designed to be like, it's not a get rich quick challenge. That's not what it is. It's not a manifest millions today challenge. It's a clear the stuff challenge, right? So we can allow ourselves to receive.
Yeah, 100%. It's beautiful. So it's the 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and you call it a self-love journey to financial freedom, right? Because it is that self-love. And if you know anything about what I teach what I call the 7 freedoms and intentional living. And so what Robin does and what I do is just being so high vibrational, or clearing out energy. So we're raising our energy, clearing out the energy, raising out our energy, clearing out the energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your belief, all the things. And it's been at the core. And sometimes when you think, oh, I'm just going to write my book, I haven't been off the socials to write my book. I've been off the socials to live my book. Right. And so that's why I can launch it confidently, because I know what's going in it, because I'm living it. And so, and the same with you, Robin, with your book that's coming up, and the ideas percolating. When you start to write it, or you get to that point, I'm living it. And I really do stand for that. Like, let's, as light workers, spiritual business owners, coaches, healers, therapists, counselors, speakers, trainers, you know the deal, actually walk our talk, because when we talk about love and light in the world, being that vibration that we wish to witness in the world is the number one focus, because with us, we're affecting each other. And so once we learn to do whatever we need to do, whatever we feel called to birth, then we can truly pass it on. And I think sometimes we miss that step of actually owning our shit, right? And actually doing the thing, as I say, and then having people come along the journey, not because we have to get all the way to the end, but just because walking our talk just feels authentic to me. It feels real to me. It feels raw to me. And people always say, Iona, I love your energy. One of my best friends said to me, I can feel your energy just for a voice note. So doing YouTube and doing videos, although we don't love camera, you can feel our energy. Yes, the book, but the video and the YouTube channel brings the book to life. And so going on this journey and doing the self-study, like you said, and doing the calls, and just feeling like you're having more freedom, feeling like you're building a model. So for me, building the model, I talked about it before I went offline. It's like, look, this is 7 years. I had to push it back. When I say push it back, it's just divine time, right? I don't rush. Like, that's one thing. Anybody knows me. I will not force things. I will not rush things. I don't care who's watching and who's listening. It's like, that's me and my soul guidance, because I know. And I know, like I know, like I know. And sometimes we just have to trust that. So I say push it back from the original date, which it's gone back. It's taken me like 3 years to get here, just from that idea birthing and the seeds. And I've literally have scheduled my business out for the next 7 years. Like, if anybody would say, oh, well, why would you do that? Why would you not do that? Like, why would you not do that? Because when somebody buys the book on Amazon, I don't have to be there. That's passive income stream. It goes straight to my 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge. It includes a self-study within the book. That's the purpose and the focus. I love it. And by leveraging my time when my YouTube videos go live, like anytime that you're watching this on YouTube, all of the things that I ever say, like come to the call, come to the monthly call, sign up for it's always going to be there. There's nothing worse than years after a video, and you've come across videos on YouTube, I'm sure you have, Robin, where they're 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7, 8, 9 years old, even 10, right? I've come across videos of late, especially I can definitely say 6 and 7 years old. And I'm not saying that they haven't got their links or things that are current, but you evolve and you grow. But the model that I've done is not something that I could ever get bored with. It's something that I actually live on a daily basis. And I love it. And I couldn't think of anything better and a better platform to build. So I don't feel like I'm missing out being on the socials at all. I think like it's supporting me and fueling me. And helping me to birth my gifts. What do you think about that, Robin? Like, just where our focus is right now?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Opens up some time, clears its own energy, right? Because I know for me, when I was really looking into it's not that I'm never on social. Like, anyone who knows me knows that I probably still check it each day. I do my daily lives. I still share it to my business page, right? I still share it into a couple of groups. But I'm not spending the time anymore chatting and looking and reading all the things, right? So it's cleared up time, it's cleared up energy for sure. In my online environment, it's cleared up that space, right? Big time. So it's just shifted it, and it's come together and opened up so much more, because even the engagement or the conversations I do have are more valuable, right? There's more purposeful engagement in the conversation that I do have with a few people on the socials versus just a fleeting, comment to a post or a reaction, right, to a post.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes a huge difference. And I love that too. So I've caught myself on my own videos on YouTube saying, so whenever, right? Yeah. Whenever you watch this video, whether it's 5 years from now, if you click the link in the description, right, it's going to send you to the updated whatever information that may be for that particular thing. So like you say, if there's a slight adjustment that goes in the description, but it still leads you to where it needs to go. And that's freaking amazing. I love that.
I do, because we can build our business and then go, oh, well, I want to do this. And I want, so it's not building business in a way that's squashing you in or hemming you in. It's like, well, this is thought through. This is the model that, this is a life that I'd love to live for the next year. Let me duplicate that. That's all we've done, is like, let me duplicate that. So I love that. I love the platform. So you're saying that you don't love camera. And I still don't love camera, honestly. Like, we do the calls, we do, everything's video, right? Literally. But how has that made a difference to your business and to your life and to the connections that you have with your clients and your students? Because when we first met and I was in a group, I was hosting my group, and I said, do a video visibility challenge, and not everybody wanted to do that, right? Everybody's like, oh, she wants me to do it, right? So yeah, what was that like? So in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, that's the first introduction. It was a spiritual businesswoman network. It doesn't roll off my tongue anymore. That we were doing, and I was quickly like, hey, you are going to have to use video for your business. So how about let's go to YouTube? Then nobody can hide and say, I can't get on camera. That was one of my main motivations of, you will be marketing your spiritual business, because if you don't, then you can't serve. So yeah, how did you feel about that?
Well, it's so funny, that you bring that up, because I can remember I had the initial intention of being a lurker in that group, right? Because I was terrified. I had done camera, but I was terrified. And it's not something I did often. So over a span of a couple years, I only had so many, or I'd do it in my group where it was private. I knew not many people would see me, right? keep my audience small. So when that first thing was introduce yourself, like on a video, record it and introduce yourself and post it, I was like, ooh, cringing. So it's hilarious because, in your mind on Facebook, and no offense, like you say, to Facebook, but in that space, in that environment, it's like, oh, you can do a written post, you can type something, you can share a meme and make a comment. You could write an article and then share that, right? Or blog, or there's all these other options. Or like you say, now YouTube, the name speaks for itself, and it's more clear and obvious. Yeah. So if you want to show up on YouTube, you already know coming in that you're going to have to be on camera. And it's a huge difference with clients, because, and no, I don't love being on camera, but I do love what it brings, right? The opportunities and the possibilities that it brings for us, because we can do this, right? I feel like I'm just talking to Iona. Now, in the back of my mind, I know that we're live on socials, right? But I'm listening and I'm not really paying attention to all that. I'm just having a conversation with Iona, and being able to do the same with, other clients and students. It's a beautiful thing to have that opportunity to all hop on the Zoom call for the challenge. Was freaking amazing, right? Once a month doing our calls, to be able to share that out, it's amazing. So it is beautiful, as much as it's like a nervous thing. And we could talk about what, chakras and clearing we have to do around that. But here we are, right? And we're still showing up and we're doing it. And as we do it, we are clearing and we feel more comfortable, and we can give so much more in the world by doing that. So thank you for helping me get here today.
You're welcome. So one thing that I want to say is, when you said, keep my audience small, and that is that visibility, right? So, and you said about that resistance. Now, what's your kind of approach? Because I'm just like, I laugh. I'm like, remember when it's more of, for me anyway, it feels like, get me out there, like how can I expand? Does that ring true to you? How can you expand more so?
I forgot about that. So I remember, now that you say that, there's been a few times where I had vented to Iona, and I'm like, I'm not sorry for this one, Facebook. I'm like, what? 5 people? I reached 5 people? Like, come on. I'm trying to get out there. I need people to see me so that we can talk about this, and so we can address that, and so that we can, clear all these blocks, and so we can get back to self-love, right? And not egoic self-love, but source-guided self-love. And this is important, and I need to be seen. And so yeah, it is hilarious to go from, oh my gosh, I have to share a video, and oh no, people are going to see me and keep it small, to what's going on here?
Yeah, I need more. expanded reach. I want to reach my soul tribe. Like, let me call them in to serve. And that's the thing. So with the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, if you don't know, if you're new, as a producer, the idea is to show up, speak out, and serve deep. It's a soul-led community for you to do that. And without having that energy or that in mind, then it won't resonate. If you're not ready to show up, if you don't want to speak out and you don't want to really serve deep and you want to go, I just want to build a list. I'm like, no, dude, let's build a legacy. Well, I'm not all about the list building. That is at the core of my message. And when you focus on list building and the money's in the list, that's why you don't want to show up, in my opinion. That's why it feels like I'm fake. I feel like I'm fraud. And I feel like, don't get me wrong, I was like, well, if that's what everybody says you to do, how do I build a list? Well, I've been at this for over a decade. It never fit. And the only time that things really started to take off for me is when I was like, I refuse to stand by that. I really had to take a stand for it. I'm like, absolutely not. I think it's an epic fail in the industry. I will not be part of it. Like, I had to literally not like go against it and shoot it down, but I had to say, I do not, because my soul was just not aligned. Like chaos was unfolding in my life by trying to make something that just didn't. And so when we're on camera and we're going, like now, like Robin said, I said, will you come on live? She's like, yeah, what we're talking about? I'm like, I don't know. Like, and we just said, let's just press the button, right? So it's not go and sign up for my list, go and buy my book right now. We're sharing and marking the day and celebrating, actually, this has been work to get to this right now, whether somebody's watching now, or it's for us to watch in a year's time just to see our own growth. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's not, oh, well, 200 people were watching me that day. Who cares? Nobody's bothered. Do you get what I mean? Like, I've hit number 1 in 7 categories. Can I get an amen? Like that with no content down 7 days after I launched a pre-order, and I do not have to write it for another year. Can I get, like, that isn't about, well, I wrote this best-selling, this brilliant book. I want to actually meet the people that I'm serving so that I can make it an even more incredible book. I'm going to take this and live it so you can see that I'm living it. So when I'm writing it, you know me, you feel me. And if you didn't see the journey, I'm recording the journey, because for me, I don't know if this is true for you, Robin. I don't know. Like, I'm an observer, and I decided to be an observer even more this year, like super observer myself first. And I catch myself, right? I'm pretty good actually at catching myself pretty quickly, but in observing what goes on in the industry, some things you just love and I learn and I'm like, yes. And some things I'm like, not so much. And so that observer mode, watching what goes on and people saying, do this and do that and do all the things. And I'm just like, I can't make it fit me. So I had to find my way. It wasn't, well, I need to write and burn myself out, then launch my book and kind of crickets. It was nobody that I know has launched a book on pre-order for a year and taken it on a book tour. I don't know of anyone, because it was just downloaded to me. I'm like, that's what feels right. I have Erlen and dyslexia. If I rush, I will go on meltdowns. Like, that's it. Just like, I will cry. I will go on a meltdown. It's not good for my soul. Do you know what I mean? So do you resonate with, like, just following that guidance? I say soul guidance, you say source guidance. So that's where you help your soul tribe tune in. And following that guidance, along the way as we've gone on, can you feel that guidance kicking in more so, leading you rather than let's build a list? The money's in the list to that legacy, because I can't. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am aware that I have that humanness, right? That wants to be humanly aware, as I'm just going to put it that way. And to be able to open up and receive, right? That source guided message and flow. And I notice it more as we go because, to be fair, you help also ease the humanness understanding of it, right? Which allows me to put that aside, if you will, to be open to receive the higher messages. Because my cycles in the past, as a human, I've been forces in the past because I'm letting past go, right? It's a new day. This moment is new. I would over focus in my humanness to try to figure it out to satisfy my humanness, right?
Yeah.
Which blocks then that divine guidance, which, like you said, then you have that resistance and you have the contrast and you're trying to force it when it's not time to move there yet. And then it creates more chaos in your life. You notice that more things are like flipping around. You're like, oh, it does feel chaotic, and I had those moments that is going on right now, because I was trying to resist. Source is trying to guide me and I'm trying to resist it, right? Because in my mind, my human is trying to figure it out, to make sense of it, to take control of it, right? So I love this process and learning more about business and the strategy and the system, which completely keeps my human productively active, right? And again, satisfied because it's learning and it's fitting, when it grasps it. Sometimes it's slow grasping, but when it grasps it, right? And then it's kind of, I don't want to say set aside, but it's satisfied again, so that I can be open to receive and listen and follow and move in that divine source guidance. Yeah, for sure.
Guidance. So the book is Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. Can't go into all of the book, you have to pre-order it. But so it's right now it's 99 cents, 80 pence, and it will be the whole entire year. Who does that? One of the things that I'd love to just touch on there is when you said about the business and that. So for us, it's that light work and that lifestyle, right? Leveraging the two. Mm-hmm. And you've said in like videos and video testimonials before, like you weren't business minded. How do you feel about business? My phone is blowing up. How do you feel business? I love it. Business and marketing. Now, and before you answer that, my phone is blowing up and it's blowing up with pre-orders for the book. I'm on live and it's blowing up for pre-orders on the book. Can I get an amen? I love everyone that's that's pre-ordered, and friends and family, like within an instant. And when I asked them in the week and they said, look, I launched this on Daniel's birthday, this is it. And people that I expose my work to, like friends and family, you do it always instantly. Do you want me to do it today? It's like, no, can you wait till Friday? There's a strategy behind it. So it's just blowing up. It's beautiful. So how do you feel about business now? And so that's huge for me, sharing with family, because we're kind of like, I used to have 2 Facebooks. I had a professional one and then a personal one, which I know I don't now, like, don't be all reporting me for today's live, she said. Right? I had the personal one, confessions. I can't help it. But when I went offline, I deleted them. Right? I went offline a year after my son passed, and for 3.5 years, and I was like, I was done. So coming off the socials is not new to me. Right? But I deleted everyone. This time I'm not deleting everyone. It's like, that's crazy. Why did I do that? But anyway. So how do you feel about business now and really showing up and having your family watch you as well? That piece.
So as far as business in itself, I feel more like I have a business, whereas I didn't have that mindset and feeling before, right?
Did it feel easy to even consider, well, my work is not necessarily business? Did it feel like that? Because some people do.
I did before, right?
Far, right. So far.
Yeah, because I started off still pulling me into the mix. So I was pulling that part, like, and it's not, and I know you would say it many times, it's not about like me and my personal stuff, right? My personal blocks. It's not about that. It's about showing up and how I can serve and how I can help other people, right? Because that is my goal. That's my drive. That's my, that's what I want. That's a whole reason I said I wanted to do this, right? Take these life experiences and not let them happen in vain, right? Bring them and help other people. But how do you do that if I'm going to be sucked into my own stuff, right? So that's how I was separating myself from the business. So I definitely feel more like I have a business now. Of course, I'm not the business guru. That would be you.
That is not me. That is not me. Like, that is never going to be me. I'm a badass, but I'm not. No.
I knew you would love that. But I come to you for my questions, right? Because you have the strategy that feels good. You have the strategy that feels like it's not like that is in integrity, right? Yeah. We're not building a list. We're building legacy. We're not just getting names and email addresses. I love that. I'm not bombarding people who have signed up for things with a bunch of emails that they don't want, right? Exactly. The emails that that people receive from me are reminders for what they signed up for.
Yes.
So that they don't miss it.
So they keep in a loop. You're still nurturing, you're still having conversations, you're still having what people say nurturing. I say having that soul to soul connection. And that's that relationship. And that feels like peace, grace, and flow.
And we have community to continue those conversations. It's not just, tossing out an automated email. I love the automated email for the reminders, right? I love that. Or even, a what's new, here's to let you know what's new if you've been quiet in the community. But yeah, I love that. Building community, building legacy, having the automation, which completely frees us up then to be available in more real life things, right? Not just the back end stuff. We will have that done. The fact you have taught me so much about a business foundation, right? I'd had no idea, like, foundation, what do you mean, So now I'm like, oh, and each piece I see you do, I'm like, oh, that's where that comes in. That's what you meant. I see it now. I do a lot of this sometimes.
We do face palms all the time. I'm like, okay, do you know how many face palms you were getting today? Like, I'm like, Robin's like, I'll take that.
I do. I started. I'm like, let's go.
It's amazing. Do you know what? Right? Because when you have that coach-student relationship, but we don't. We have that. We do, but we have that sisterhood and that alliance and that joint vision, and so we know. And Robin's like, dude, don't get sucked into that. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm good, and I'm like, oh man, I did it again. So we have that where we can just laugh, and we can laugh at ourselves and go, yeah, I can see what's going on now. And it's beautiful because, yeah, I do. I've gone on this journey for longer than Robin has, and that was the intention, to teach, right, and to share with you. But I think we've both got so much more out of the journey. But my pieces, I've literally been locking them together, and I'm telling you, it is the most amazing model if you're willing to see it. And so what Robin means is like, there's a lot to see, there's a lot to take in. There's no other model out there like it. So it's like, whoa, that looks a bit freaky. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, look at the one-page plan. This is where it fits in. Everything is a one-page. So I've got a masterclass which has the one-page plan on there. I do the masterclass live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. So that's the thing. I can say that because I've already made that decision to do my masterclass. It's a 4-hour training. You can sign up, go to the Soul Legacy Academy. You can get bonus gifts, all the things. So I'm always in flow because I know where I'm going to be, when I'm going to be there. And you'll know where I am and when I'm going to be there. So you can get that support. I don't have to go back and forth, right? So putting the model and dialing in, it's like, oh, so that's what you mean. Like, that's the piece. That's the piece. And that's the piece. It's absolutely amazing. So I talk about having the framework and having freedom within the framework. I'm not someone who loves like routine. I love freedom. And all the people that I work with love that freedom. But does the framework help you to have more freedom or less freedom? What do you think?
Oh man, so much more. It's awesome. Like, if anyone watches my daily live videos knows that I keep my granddaughter now a few times, right? I still can do my live and then I hop off and I play, have fun with her. And then if she gets intrigued in something, I may choose to get on the computer and do some, back end work, and I may not.
Yeah.
But what I don't get done on the days I have her, I'm free to do on the days that I do. And the times that I do have scheduled, right, for live calls, I just plan around that. It's like an hour or two in a day. So
Yes.
what is that to plan around? And then I have the rest of the day that I could just be with her or another family member or, right? Like, I've been able to switch my office from my home to my mom's home
Yeah.
because my mom needs some things, right? Needs
Yes.
extra person to be around for a while. So working around that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. You mentioned that when we first started working together, and you said, I don't know what the next year is going to be like, and you had that freedom, and obviously personally stuff goes on, like you said, that source of support for your mum and over time, and that's that legacy and all of the things. But it was okay, let me park this and not worry about it, and I know what I'm going to come back to. I know what I'm building. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. So even though we have that framework, we have that freedom to say, my life is happening. Yes, there's my light work, but this is my lifestyle. And no matter what, no matter how our calling is and our contribution, there's an equal level of contribution to our light work and our lifestyle. And if our lifestyle takes priority, absolutely, hands down, like everything else has to go, or at a bare minimum, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I love that. And we get to decide. We get to decide when we want to. Nobody's deciding for us. I know when I did my seasons for the Soul Legacy TV and the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, and again, I will be inviting co-authors in and going on this book tour to invite co-authors in. But I also have the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, and it runs from October through to April. On the 2 middle Wednesdays of the month, 9 a.m., 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. So I can say that I have 6 shows in a month. Don't have any guests confirmed now. It's May. I'll run it in October. It's good. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's all scheduled out. It's all there. I've done interviews. I've done a 49 speaker summit. I'm not worried about it. But even that, having that flexibility to be able to say, I need to be on more now and off then. A lot of people have said to me, I love that. Like, you don't have to do it like every month, like for 12 months in a row. I'm like, why would you want to? It's like, I love my work. I'm very passionate about my work. So say hi if you're watching on the live, and say hi if you're watching on the replay as well. I love my work. So October through to April feels lit to me, right? It just feels like I'm Robin has come on this journey with me, and we're kind of mirroring our work and doing what we're doing. And Robin is a co-author and obviously a lead soul guided instructor for us in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. Oh, Emma. Oh, wow. Oh, baby. Hey, love. How you doing? Oh, that's my sister. Hey, love. Thank you. I don't even know if I messaged you about the book launch. I launched my book and it was #1 today in 7 categories. So thank you for your support over the time. But yeah, so we're going to be going to Thailand, right? We're going to be launching the retreat and stuff for co-authors and for the mastermind. And there's a song that I absolutely love. I don't know if you guys know it. You know it, Robin. By Emma. Let me know if you know this. If you're still on live. Somebody dropped off. There's a couple of people on. Raja Kumari, I Did It. If you've never heard I Did It by Raja Kumari, definitely go and YouTube it. I was dancing to it earlier. I woke up and it was on my alarm. I'm like, #1 best-selling book launch is coming today for Iona Meade. I set the intention. So that was it. I had no idea. I'm like, I think I'm going to pull it off. Smashed it. You're still here? Awesome. Have you heard Raja Kumari? It's the most badass tune anyway. In it, she says, I'm diamond made. And I'm like, I love that. I love that. Like, I'm diamond made. Because people say to me, you're so different. You're rare. Robin says, you're so rare. I'm like, I don't want to be rare. I don't really want to be normal, but I don't want to be rare. Anyway, she says, I'm wanting a billion. So I was like, the retreat has to be called I'm Diamond Made. So it's going to be a 5-star mastermind retreat in Thailand. So Emma hasn't heard of it. You're going to love it. She's got about 5-6 songs. I'll DM you after. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of our soul sisters that actually introduced it to me. She sent it to me. I think we were doing some kind of launch. So I will play it before I go live or before I'm doing something, get into that state. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a retreat in Thailand in the third week in May. So that's part of this, like when the season is over, October through to April, right? Done all of my joint vision partnerships, because this is what I teach. I teach about visualization, teach about being in the I'm not worried about it. Doesn't happen. But if you never set the intention and believe it, like you're never going to see it, right? So I just love it. And so after all of that, then we get to go and relax in Thailand. Robin is teaching, because I'm just going to be like relaxing. Robin is taking the reins. I'm like, you go for it, love. Robin's like, oh my God, that is not what I signed up for.
I didn't say all of it.
I said 3/4 of it. I'm just letting you know. I took it. I've taken so many for the team. Like, Robin, do this. I've never presented live. So like, I'm a total wuss. I'm petrified. Literally, people are like, oh, you're so confident on camera. Love your energy. I'm like, dude, see me live. You'll see me shaking. I'm like, I don't know what I'm about to say. I'll just rift it.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we're going to do the retreat. What else is coming up? So what's coming up for you, Robin? Because I'm going to let you go in just a second.
Well, let me just say real quickly that we'll be in Thailand. We'll be fine. Right? We'll be fine.
Exactly. Oh, it's just going to be amazing.
Right?
Yeah, 5 magical days in Thailand. As I launch the co-author book series, relaunch, bring more people in, and they will get priority. I think it probably will just be with the masterminders, to be fair. It's just going to be amazing. I'm going to map it out. Emma says, I look forward to seeing pictures. Sounds amazing. Yeah, so it's next May, so we've got a year. What day is it? 13th. So this time next year, we'll kind of be like, we're getting ready, we're packing. I have to go over to, Robin lives in Ohio. And Robin, you've never been on a trip. Have you been on an airplane ever, even? Not on an airplane, not out of the country. You've driven out of the country.
Not out of the country, no.
So you live in the States.
I have to get a passport. I don't have a passport.
See what happens when you come in Iona Meade's world? Emma, you can come on the retreat, actually, because she's lit too. She's great. Yeah, Emma, you can come. Just you, though. Nobody else. No kids.
Right.
Well, we might have, but not for the first one.
Probably
But
not.
yeah. So that is it. So that's my book launch. I was going to show my categories and stuff, but I've recorded the whole process, and I have a 5-day self-study challenge that goes with the book. That is actually live. You don't have to wait a year for that. You can go to the soullegacyacademy.com and go to the 5-day challenge. I've done that. I've re-recorded it like 5 times. I've still got some re-recordings to do, but you can go into it anyway. Emma says she'll let you know, you'll have fun. Yeah, Emma will be dancing, doing all the things. That would be funny. Yeah, so it comes with a 5-day challenge. That's kind of the next move after the book, really, for me. But yeah, building the co-author book series, I'm excited about it. Excited to shout about it. Robin, you've been amazing, an amazing source of support for me. I have the vision of Robin and I sitting on the rocking chair, like on the front porch, doing our thing, like old. Old. And I never say old. I always say I'm growing younger, but old. Feeling young, but old. So yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this time with me and celebrating my number one. And so yours will be next, right? For the book launch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You heard it here first.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Emma, thank you for sharing this time with us, love. And I shall speak to you soon. Robin, thank you so much. So yeah, go to Amazon, type in Iona Meade, you'll see the book. Go to the Soul Legacy Academy and subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast and YouTube Summit, and subscribe to the Energy Healing TV for Energy Healing Lifestyle with Robin. Now, actually, Emma, I think you'll like what Robin is doing on a daily as well. So I love you. I shall speak to you soon. Big love. Take care, everyone.